One of the most heinous crime what the British colonials did in India was partition. The division of India into two countries, India and Pakistan, and the hurried way it was done. The individual who was given the responsibility of dividing India, his name is C.J. Radcliffe. He was a lawyer, barrister, with a very poor eyesight. I mean, that's being written. And he was given a mandate to divide India in hardly 5 weeks. So he got 4 to 5 weeks to divide India. And very interesting fact that Mr. Radcliffe never went beyond east of Paris. So his boundary of knowing places was written as east of Paris. So he definitely never knew India, never visited India, and he was the one who divided India into two parts. The only brief what he received was that the most number of Hindus and Sikhs has to be on one side and Muslims has to be in the other side, and that's all, right? So he did his job in the given time, and he simply divided India on the map. And interestingly, when he divided India, the Punjab province and Bengal province was almost half, because that's how he divided, because he never been there. And the consideration of knowing which place is going where, or what is the most important places and where the religious places being there, was not at all considered, because in 5 weeks you cannot divide a place unless you see the place. So what happened with this particular incident, and why I'm telling it's a heinous crime? Because with this particular activity of partition, more than 14 to 18 billion people became homeless, and they had to shuffle and shift, and then more than 2 billion of them expired in mass killing, lynching, and many of them violence is what happened at that time. So I cannot blame Mr. Radcliffe, because he never visited, he just did his job, right? But interesting part here, what happened after the independence of India, the declaration of partition happened after the independence of India and Pakistan. So the declaration of division happened in 17th of August, which is almost 3 days after the independence of Pakistan, and 2 days after the independence of India. Imagine the countries are independent without knowing their borders. Imagine the situation, right? And then suddenly the people understood that we are not in the right country, I have to move into my current right country. And then the whole mess happened of shifting here and there, and imagine it's human life which was at stake, right? So Radcliffe, Mr. Radcliffe was awarded with one of the most important award of the time. He was awarded with the Royal Award at that time. However, he was awarded in 1948 with the award. However, he declined to take his money of around 40,000 rupiah as a remuneration for his activity after he came to know about the whole death, what happened after the Pakistan. So I appreciate his gesture and empathy at that point. However, interestingly, it also shows that the Empire of Britain had no empathy about people, but the individual who divided, he at least had that empathy. One of his quote during the sharing of his experience of partition, he said that given a little bit more time, I may not have done a better job, or anybody would have done the same thing given this particular time period, but if I would have given 3 to 4 years or some more years, I would have done much better job as such. So this is what he felt it, and this is what we all feel. But unfortunately, the colonials never had that empathy about their colonies. So this is what partition is. It divided two different, based on simply religion, it divided, and the root of violence what was put forth at that time, we are still facing it in both the countries. We are facing it every day. We are facing the conflicts which is yet to be resolved as such. So this is the impact of partition what we had, and Mr. C.J. Radcliffe is blamed for that, but unfortunately he had to do his job, and the blaming should go to the empire who divided India as such, and those politicians who were involved in this particular process. Namaste, my name is Kaustav Sengupta. I'm an academician, and I try to simply understand historical facts and share these facts with you all.